You've been feeling lost as an entrepreneur, and it's because of three reasons. Number one, you haven't clearly defined where you want to go. I'm not talking about tomorrow, I'm talking about 10 years, 25 years. Or maybe you have, however, you haven't clearly defined where you want to be in 1 month. That's one scenario. Second scenario is that you haven't clearly defined what you want, or if you have defined what you want, it's not something that you believe you can achieve in 6 months or less. Or number three is your thinking habits. So in this video, I'm going to break down each of these three things if they resonate with you, if you are going through this, as to why you're feeling lost as an entrepreneur, and something that you can do in order to fix all of that and get clarity on your mission, on your vision, and on your path. Stay tuned. Where do you want to be in 5 years from now? Where do you want to be in 6 months from now? Physically, spiritually, emotionally, relationship-wise, in mindset. Now, when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I had big goals, obviously. I knew where I wanted to be in 10 years, 20 years from now. I had this dream lifestyle of what I wanted to achieve. But I was delusional. I was delusional because I expected myself to achieve that result, which was probably a 10, 25-year goal, in 6 months or less. Where this delusion came from, I have no clue. The good part is that I attracted events that could produce that type of result, which was a result in relation to the 10-year, 25-year goal. The bad part was that I didn't have the skills to handle that type of result. I didn't have the manpower to handle that type of result. Didn't have the resources to handle that type of result, and I didn't have the ability to handle that type of result. After being taken through challenge after challenge after challenge, I realized that I was being unrealistic. I was being delusional. I was hoping that and aiming for a goal that was probably achievable in 25 years. I was expecting myself to achieve that goal in 6 months or less, in 12 months or less. And that was unrealistic to me at the time. The problem with this is that it keeps you in this rut of not creating an actual result, because you're living in this dream world and you're not being realistic and practical with where you're at. And this was the problem and the mistake I made. Luckily, I was able to be aware of that mistake. So that's number one, why you probably feel lost as an entrepreneur. Number two, what do you want, my friend? What do you really, really want? And then answer this. Why do you want that? And get clear on why you want that, what you want. Get clear on why you want that, what you want. When I realized how unrealistic my goals are, when I realized how delusional I was to think that and believe that I could achieve a 25-year goal in 6 months, because that is unrealistic, what I did is I did a counteraction. I said, okay, if that's the scenario, let me do this. Let me choose a 6-month goal, but let me set the goal for something that I know I can achieve in 3 months or less. Now I know it's a realistic goal based on my resources, based on where I am at in my life. And now I know it's a goal that I 100% believe that I can achieve. What is the result? I achieved that goal in 5 months, which was 1 month ahead of the schedule that I set for 6 months. Now remember, it was something that I knew I could achieve in 3 months or less. However, I set it as a 6-month goal to do the opposite of what I was doing. To recap, I was setting a big goal and thinking I could achieve it in 6 months. So now I set a small goal that I knew I could achieve less, but I gave myself a longer time frame. Now, why did I hit the goal in 5 months and not in the 3 months that I knew I could hit it in? Because the universe, God, will take you through scenarios for you to learn certain things, or take you through detours to learn certain things that you need to know in order for you to achieve that goal. So I was personally taken on a detour that I had to learn in order for me to achieve that goal. I was still happy because I achieved the goal 1 month earlier than my 6-month target. I achieved in 5 months. Thumbs up, all good. That's number two. So if you're feeling lost as an entrepreneur, it's either the first one, you haven't clearly defined where you want to go. So really picture, where do you want to go in 12, 25 years from now? Also at the same time, where do you want to be in 6 months from now, and have a realistic goal? That's number one. Number two is what do you want out of life? What do you want? What's your lifestyle that you want now, realistically, in 6 months or less? And what do you have in your arsenal, in your toolbox, that you can use in order to achieve that short-term goal? Get clear on that and also understand why do you want that. That's number 2. This is going to help you from feeling lost. It's going to give you more direction, more clarity, more sense of direction. Number 3, the skills are important. The technique is important. You have to be able to understand certain things in terms of where you're at. As an entrepreneur, you're making less than $10,000 a month right now. The most important skill for you that I would suggest, now you know your situation better than I do. So whatever you feel is best, 100%, I support that. I would consider for you to work on your sales ability, communication ability, and your ability to influence and persuade ethically. Now, while you're understanding this ability of sales, yes, you want to take time. For example, 30 minutes a day to study it is totally fine. However, in order for us to change our thinking habits, we have to program our mind with new information by spending time on the thinking activities. So what I did personally is that I realized that I'm focusing so much on how I'm going to get there, and I haven't focused on changing my thinking habits. So I went back to the drawing board and I said, you know what, let me start focusing on changing my thinking habits. You see, this boy, let me tell you a story. This boy was never able to get results in his life, and he never understood why. After years of working tirelessly, not getting any results, and working on himself and realizing that whatever he did was not working, he had to go back to the drawing board and figure out what was not working. And he realized that he had all these limiting beliefs. And he realized that these limiting beliefs were thinking habits that were not serving him, that were not helping him in any way, shape, or form. So what he did is that instead of focusing on the how, instead of focusing on, I need to learn how to do sales, which yes, you want to understand how to do it 100%. He took more time in the day to focus on improving his mindset and the thoughts that he had by digesting information about thinking and about thoughts. Moral of the story is that when you are going through your journey of entrepreneurship, as you are trying to reach your first $10,000 a month, I would consider that you spend a lot of your time working on your thinking habits. It's going to save you a lot in the future, in the long run. Now, because you have stayed up until this point, I have 3 gifts for you that I want to share with you. These books have changed my life and are completely changing my life and those around me, and I wanted to change and have a positive impact on you so that you can work on your thinking habits. Book number 1, See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Book number 2, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Book number 3, The Magic of Believing by Claude Bistor. So with those books, those should be able to help you in any way, shape, or form, change your thinking habits and give you insight into things that you can put into your mind to help you start to change this. Because when we start to change this, our entire reality changes. Well, that being said, we're going to announce the winner of the giveaway now. Congrats to the winner. We're going to reach out to you. If we haven't reached out to you, reach out to us. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next video. If you want to stand a chance to win on the giveaway, comment below your takeaway and we'll put you in a raffle to win. With that being said, before I let you go, what we are, so you guys who are new, More Life for All is a foundation that is a movement that is rooted on a sales environment that is designed to give more life to people. And it's through whole house water filtration systems that we are empowering families with so that they can live a better life, a healthier life by exposing themselves to clean water. With that being said, talk soon.